Hit that like, everybody. We're almost there. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, mic's on, everything's running, we're up, we're good. Welcome to Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. I'm your host, Hal Sparks, the most Hal Sparks you'll ever see Hal Sparksing in your vicinity. This is the greatest live stream in the history of live streams, and I'm gonna prove it, as I do every single live stream. And I know what you're thinking, Hal, but the last stream was the greatest live stream ever. That's true always until the next live stream. That's how it works. Okay, and please hurry and get in here, get in the chat room, say hi if you're in here on whatever site you're on. I don't discriminate. I don't do a bunch of this crap where I do one site to try and corral my audience into one area so that A, it looks like I have a giant crowd in one central location, but if anything happens to that, they can shut it down and shut me down. Forget that. I always have some place to divert the streams instead of crossing the streams. I am wearing my NFT today, which is a little bit, I've been working under my desk again, and I'm a little dirty. It happens. I'm a little late today too because of that, so I apologize. So much going on. Even outside it's packed, so yeah. And it's not cat hair this time. It's just the stuff, just good old-fashioned dirt. Although, hello, ladies. It's going to be my only house after the election, and everyone goes, I don't want to hear about politics for a decade. All I want, we'll wait until Trump goes to trial, and then we'll turn this thing into a legal channel where I'll just do updates on his trial as we all watch him his entire life burn to the ground. That'll be fun. And ultimately, whichever way it goes, it might be exciting, but it won't affect, let's say, the rights of our fellow Americans. So anyways, everybody vote. It's the greatest birthday gift you could give me. My birthday was September 25th. And if you vote early in whatever area, that birthday wish is good all the way through. Thank you. See, Matthew did it. Thank you. And hello, chat room. Matthew voted early, and I appreciate it. That's the sweetest gift. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Make myself glow like Kira from Xanadu. 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 Now we are here in Xanadu. Xanadu, your neon lights will shine. It's Xanadu. Sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm a little sorry. Very seldom do I use that for Xanadu. I think it's more, when you got the glow, you need the glow. You give the glow, you need the glow to grow. If you love to live, you live to love. You got to move to the upper level. Who's the master? I am. All right, so, see, we start the show off with lots going on. And it's not your average little get-together over here. We got some major exciting stuff. Now, I'd like many of you, have been trying to figure out, my goodness, what were the highlights of Trump working at McDonald's? And who would I turn to find what those highlights were? And you're thinking, Hal, could it be the most miserable man on the internet? No. Could it be a man who looks like old gym teacher sack poking out through the leg of a pair of shorts at a really uncomfortable time in middle school, perhaps? Yeah, That would be Pat Gray, ladies and gentlemen. Pat Gray, for those of you that don't know, is one of the Blaze guys, and he has a video for us today entitled Donald Trump's Best Moments, all caps, working, which is capitalized for no particular reason, at McDonald's highlights. I see. So best moments and highlights. Maybe there's a difference. Maybe I don't know how the. I guess to make it clear, Bad Walsh, that's good. To clarify for the rest of us, the best moments for me would be the lowlights, I suppose. I have a feeling these are going to overlap, but let's find out as we go down this quick little road with Pat and the trip to Mickey D's.
I'm gonna take care of these.
Okay.
How great is this?
By the way, the people talking over this are Pat Gray and the weird kind of his, I don't know, it's like a morning zoo crew if they all had progeria and they were aging ahead of their time, and they were cursed by some witch to look like people who can't live within 500 yards of a school. You'll see what I mean in a moment.
Right there. Got it.
Yeah, get out of the way. We're trying to get the shot, man. Yeah.
Put that right,
Yeah.
right,
Dude.
right up there.
Yeah.
And then you want to do the salt over here?
Yeah.
I did these ones already. They're good. You just got to do that one.
Watch
right
the salt, though. Watch the salt.
Give them extra salt.
Yeah, watch the salt. This is super exciting.
Oh, golly.
Right there.
Oh,
And then we're
my.
gonna
Now
grab
you're supposed
the
to
fry scoop right
move
here.
them around, man.
There, and just give them a twirl that way.
Just give him a twirl. That's all. There you go.
There's a little thing.
Whoever got that order of fries is in the hospital right now.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Hal, who the fuck are these creepy guys, and why aren't they currently incarcerated? That's a question for another time. Every single one of these guys looks like a prime suspect in their own true crime drama that turned out that they should have been arrested years ago, and no one listened to the victims. But that said, they are shitting on Trump while trying to compliment him, which I think would be that best moments / highlights thing we've been looking for.
That was good stuff.
Yeah, that's good stuff. It's fun.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's fun. It's fun. And you know how you can tell that they really think it's good stuff and that it's fun and that it's positive and all this stuff? Look at Pat's hands. Whenever somebody sets their hands across a table like this, you can tell they're really comfortable with what's going on, and it's looking good. This is exactly what I was hoping for, especially if they're making weird little grippies with it. Yeah? Okay.
And here he was at the drive-through window.
Tell you what, it's a great franchise. It's a great company, and they've been very, very nice. And come on.
And by the way, congrats to the Blaze for finding somehow a way to get the shittiest audio available. It's great. And no, insofar as I know, no closed captions. So just swinging and missing all over the place. It's the quality we've come to expect from Pat Gray's show and the Blaze in general.
You know, if you look at really what's happening, look at the crowd over there. Look how happy everybody is. Mm-hmm. They're happy because they want hope. They need hope. And that's what we're doing.
They're happy because they need hope. Sure.
We're going to give much more of this hope.
What does working the fryer tell you about the people of Pennsylvania?
Make it back.
Mr. President, you actually have worked at McDonald's now versus
Now I have worked at McDonald's. I've now worked for 15 minutes more than Kamala. I never worked here.
Why would she lie about something like that?
Why would she lie about something to sound like she's every person?
Why would she lie about
What do you mean?
that?
All right, so the other thing you'll notice is here at Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide, the greatest live stream in the history of live streams, you're welcome. And congratulations for working your way in here, because outside it's packed and nobody can even fit into the internet anymore. And I blame myself. But if you'll notice, 99.99% of the time, I pause the video when I am speaking so that I don't speak over who is talking, or my point isn't let's be honest, so I don't lose my point in the noise of the other people talking, but also so that I'm not stepping on what's being said or reacting in what seems like a panicked way. Now, I stop too often for some people, but welcome to the world of never getting a copyright strike on any of these videos. I have had a couple in my lifetime, but they have all been specific and targeted.
It's obvious.
She's lying, Kamala, that's why.
Because she's lying, Kamala. That's why.
She would lie about that to seem like she's just like you. I'm from a middle-class family. I worked at McDonald's at one point in my life.
She did. What again? What is it? Is it that these assholes just can't get over the fact that Trump has never had a real job, or they bone spurred his way out of the fucking military during the Vietnam War, or quite frankly that he was friends with Jeffrey Epstein for 2.5 decades, that while Kamala Harris was working at McDonald's or going to school or studying for her bar exam, any of that shit, by the way, which she passed in 1990. She took it as soon as she got out of law school. She didn't pass it, and then she took it again. She studied and took it again. She passed the bar in 1990. So while she was doing this, Trump was partying with Jeffrey Epstein. Like that video that you see of him with Jeffrey Epstein doing the white man's overbite and saying something that actually offends Jeffrey Epstein, which I have no idea to this day what the fuck you could say that would make Jeffrey Epstein laugh in embarrassment. But while that was happening, she was working a summer at McDonald's. Just saying. This time overlaps.
What do you mean, why would she do that? Because that's what she does. Mm-hmm. She lies about everything. Joe Biden lies about every aspect of his life.
Does he? Really? Greatest businessman ever? Did he ever mention that? Did he say he has the best? What's the phrase? Let's. My goodness. There's a. Does he ever say something along the lines of?
I know words. I have the best words.
Like that. I mean, is that a lie or is that just bullshit, Joel? That was just bullshit, Joel.
How many things did he tell us?
Oh, God.
That were completely untrue about his past.
I don't know. Go for it.
He worked for everybody. He worked for every conceivable business in every conceivable industry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they're uh-hung about. Give me a specific example. If you're going to target somebody on lies, by the way, unless you're going to tell me when all this is wrapped up, you're going to go, Trump steaks, best steak you ever put through a lip across. It'll purr your teeth, curl your hair, and give your tongue a sleigh ride. If you put a piece of Trump steak on the top of your head, your tongue will beat your brains out trying to get to it. It's just delicious. Instead of it actually tastes and smells like dog meat. I take it back. I don't know what it would taste like, but it smells like dog shit. And how about Trump water, Trump vodka, which he doesn't even drink but says is magnificent somehow, whatever the fuck, because it's Russian, I suppose, would be the reason, because it's bottled over there and they slap a label on him. It doesn't cost him anything, and it was just a way of laundering money to him early on. What about his casino bankruptcy, where his father bought, $13 or $15 million worth of chips that he never intended to cash in as a backdoor loan? That kind of stuff. Or just that he wrote art of the deal. How about that one?
He was from every ethnic background.
Again, I don't know what the ever-loving fuck this is. He was from every ethnic background. Okay, first of all, Pat, few people know what it's like to be whiter than Joe Biden. But that fucker is as Irish as they come. He never is anything but Irish. He probably has some English and some fucking Scottish in there somewhere. But as far as everybody's concerned, the Bidens are fucking Irish. They're fucking Irish.
I mean, come on. Why would she lie about that? Oh, I don't know.
You can't steal Glenn Beck's lame dum-dum voice.
Because she's a lying sack. How about that?
Yeah, he was the first Greek trucker, Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Who was also a lumberjack.
Right. Yes.
That's trivia.
Yeah.
You should remember that one.
That's going to come up in the next trivia.
I mean, so when he's in Boise and he's talking to people who know Boise Cascade, he's a lumberjack. When he's at a place that has a big truck driving population or a center there, a headquarters of a big trucking operation. He was a truck driver. I mean, wherever he went, that's to whom he pandered, and that's where he came from.
All right. Do you get the feeling these assholes simply do not understand either the power of anecdote or parallel stories? Like if you drove a delivery truck as a job when you were in school, that you're not calling yourself a trucker. You're saying, you know, driving a truck even on a lower level is hard work, and these guys work very hard. And I drove a truck one summer or 2 years when I was in college or high school. It's so fucking weird that they think that he's like stealing valor because he tells relatable stories from his upbringing a long fucking time ago. Meanwhile, Donald Trump gets in a fucking truck, can't drive a car, and goes, like a fucking toddler. And they're like, dude, he's basically a trucker at this point. I mean, fuck. I mean, remember how those bikers showed up in front of it and he waved at him? He's basically a biker now. Like he's a biker by injection. He's ready to be passed around and have a train pulled on him. He's the
we
man.
have more of Trump.
We do. We
at
got.
the
So this one is from the inside
Oh, believe me, they have more of
of
Trump.
the McDonald's, and he's
25?
talking to like everybody that's coming through.
Oh, cool. What do we got here?
Well, that's our
He's talking to everybody that's coming through. Now, folks, do you think it's important to the people at the Blaze, a major multi-million-dollar organization with a huge facility and and multiple sets for I think at last count, Glenn Beck has 4 sets he shoots on. And then they had Pat's set and Stu's set, which is probably the other side of one of their things, including this giant fucking hangar thing he does his podcast in. Do you think with all that material wealth and the big staff and other, they could have figured out, found out, or asked or made a fucking phone call and found out that everybody who went through this was a Trump supporter who'd been pre-vetted with a particular story for him to reference? No. It's all fucking organic as fuck. I'll show you another organic moment in a minute too. Choice. It's just spontaneous. The spontaneity, I think, is what they're really selling.
good-looking group. Hello, everybody.
He's waving at the press and the people across the street.
It's not a normal situation, is it, huh?
No, it's not. Normally, people wear a hairnet when they make food
What a
instead of just fake hair.
good-looking family. Thank you. How did you produce those good-looking kids? Oh, they look like the wife. They look like the wife. How are you? Nice to see you. That's great. Thank you, man. Appreciate all. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Good to have you in Bucks County.
And there'll be no charge. Trump is paying for it. Is that okay?
Is that okay?
Also, by the way, you'll notice that he doesn't say I'm paying for it or the campaign's paying for it or we're paying for it. He says Trump is paying for it because it's a branding exercise. But also, Trump means not my money, obviously, campaign money. I'm not fucking Jesus.
Well, no.
Oh, okay, great.
This is all on Trump.
Oh, all on Trump.
I'm allowed to do that, right?
Yeah. Let's check and make sure it's everything you said it would be.
It better be. It's going to be the best you ever. I made it myself.
You're the man. Make America
That's
great.
it. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you.
This is, I swear to God, this whole thing is like the most asinine fucking reality show pilot that never went anywhere. Like, it's like if they took, as a sequel to The Apprentice, Trump went and did his own version of Dirty Jobs, but they don't let him know what the job is, and he just has to deal with it. And it's like watching Gary Busey, try on different gigs. Like, I'm a farmer this time, okay? And they're going to teach me how to deal with cow tits. I'm going to figure it out or whatever. I think I have the motion down, but we'll see. Now, am I allowed to eat the hay? Or, there's no difference. Like, if you were flipping channels and you only had 2 channels to choose from, and you're like, Gary Busey gets a farm, and Donald Trump tries regular jobs, it would be a wash as to what the entertainment value and the storyline. Literally, the plot would be identical in both places. You'd have Donald Trump try to work the fucking like Frosty machine at Wendy's or whatever, and they're like a spoon has to stick up and it's got to be able to hold up, and you show that it sticks or whatever, and he would squeeze it and it would pour out on the ground like, that's not, I don't like Frosties, and then you'd click over and you're like, hey, if a goat starts to blow you, click, and you go back over, and Donald Trump's got his like hands in an onion ring thing, like eating them, like, don't eat the onion rings. I thought I could get like 10% of mine. Like, Jesus.
Have a good time.
Don, you careful with those
Now
fries.
beat it. Okay, beat
Great,
it.
isn't that?
Go vote.
That's great.
Who loves you?
And also, beat it, go vote. Like, these guys can't stop being dicks, even when they're supposed to be supportive of Trump doing this. And I'll tell you exactly why. I'll tell you exactly why they're being assholes about this. Because they're fucking embarrassed. Because the whole McDonald's thing was fucking embarrassing. And they can't get over it. They're watching it. They're trying to polish this turd. They're trying to put a high shine on it. But you just can't. It's fucking lame. And all of them, when they saw he was going to do it, they thought the initial joke that, yeah, I'm going to work there longer than she did or whatever, which never worked out as it's not landing with fucking anybody, and the whole exercise is just fucking bored. Like everybody around them are like, this is just fucking lame.
But we got a lot of this. Just
Yes, you do, and you're gonna finish all of it, young man. Yes, you are. Look at that list. There, look at Pat's face. This is good stuff. This makes him a man of the peephole.
what do you got? 26. I mean, how many of these?
There's
do you wanna
more
play,
from
Pat?
McDonald's?
Chris has
All
sit
right.
and like.
There's more. Are you kidding me? It's all magic, you dumb motherfucker.
I'm
You
telling
guys
you.
got to remember, McDonald's is what my family works for. So this
right.
was like,
Oh, does your family own McDonald's?
they used to.
Puerto Rico?
No, here
Florida.
in the
Florida.
Oh, here?
mainland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I don't know. So obviously, Chris with the PR.
Absolutely.
Oh, by the way, the guy from Puerto Rico who put the whole show together is actually doing the actual. Look, the guy with all the screens is the Puerto Rican dude who's working there, and God bless him. Can you imagine being the Hispanic dude with an accent working at the fucking Blaze and just sitting in darkness with a bunch of screens trying to make these guys manage some kind of organized show? By the way, his desk looks like my fucking desk. Like, hold on. Let me show you, folks. Let's see if with all my little props around and shit like that. Let's just, here, I'll take a picture of this. There you go. Okay. Now, I'm just going to hold this up. That's what I look at while I'm doing the show. You see that? The chat room is in the middle on the that's the teleprompter. I don't use it as a teleprompter. I use it to see the chat go by. This is where my window is to watch shit. There's the actual the software. Oh no, I'm pointing this thing over. The software that I use to do the show is right there. The Discord and all that kind of stuff is up here in this tall window, which is way up here. I've got 3 lights across the top of this fucking thing. Like my shit, and the only thing I don't have that he has is a fucking mixing board, because nobody fucking needs those anymore. And I'll show you why. Here, shit, I'll show you. I'll show you why. Because I have a digital one. See this one? This is my mixing board, kids. That's what I work with. Okay. So like the fact that they've got like the one dude who's clearly like, I mean, he's not an immigrant because he's Puerto Rican, but as far as Austin, Texas, or fucking Utah are concerned, that dude's an immigrant, right? And he's the one running every fucking thing on it, like I do at this shit or whatever, while they're going, I don't know, this is, good God, fucking lazy. I like it, Pat Gray dude, though. He's a smart feller. And the funny is, you can tell by looking at him that he smells like feet. You know what I mean? Like smoked feet. I'm telling you.
Move for McDonald's. So I don't know how many of these you want to play, Pat, but my God.
Play them all. Come on. We had wait to see. That's what I tune in to the Pat Gray Show for, is I like to see him get bored with his own content. Nothing tickles my fancy. And I have a very, for most people to know this, I have a very small fancy. Okay. All right.
My inbox was just flooded with Chris videos of Trump making fries.
Let's see it.
What else we got?
I like, my favorite part is where Chris cuts together the video and keeps the fucking tire squeal, the brake squeal in that shit. Listen to that. I'm sorry, man. That makes both of my teeth like hurt. Shit.
Making fries.
Let's see it.
Listen.
We got.
God damn, man. If you're gonna clear some of these people, shit, that noise is so annoying. It's this close to Havana syndrome. No wonder Trump is confused and puts his diaper on backwards. God damn.
Hey, look at this guy. I'm not going to mess with him, huh? You look fantastic.
Feel his biceps like Joe would. Yeah.
Hold on. Feel Pat. Dude. Feel his biceps like Joe would. What the fuck is wrong with you? First of all, if you've been listening to Trump lately, that dude is lucky he doesn't grab him by the pee hole, okay?
This is compliments of me, okay? All right. You go have a
Nice.
Don't eat too much, right?
Also, why are you saying nice, man? They can't sell the food. It has not been, first of all, the store's closed. Secondly, it has not been properly prepared. You can't lick a gift horse in the E. coli.
What that cost him?
Thank you, man.
Just pay for everybody's
Thank you.
meal.
That's such a good question, Pat. What do you think it cost him? First of all, do you think it cost him anything at all? And if they gave him a bill, do you think he fucking paid it? What do you think? What do you think there, Pat? What did it cost him to hand out 8 bags of fucking food that came from God knows where, that they had set and prepped?
He made sure that he was covering it as opposed to Kamala's crew. Remember when Doug and his daughter walked away from the Starbucks? Like,
See ya.
And the daughter was like,
Someone will pay.
yeah, someone will pay, I'm sure. What
We
else?
can play one more.
But really? First of all, that did get paid, and she was right, because they were just shooting the two of them there, and they were clearing out the way. But on top of that, do you really want to go toe-to-toe with them about skipping out on the fucking check? Trump does it on entire stadiums.
Or like 27. I like this one. He's
All right.
talking to immigrants.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, this is good when he talks to immigrants. The lady from Brazil.
I could do this all day. I wouldn't mind this job. I like this job. I think I might come back and do it again.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Mr.
Look at that.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Nice to see you.
That's so good.
Possible for ordinary people like us to meet
You're not ordinary.
I mean,
Oh, that's the Indian couple. There's also a lady from Brazil who comes out.
thank you
You
so much
are
for
not
everything you're
ordinary. I
doing.
can see.
We pray for you, and you are the type of person we want to be the president.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
So nice. Thank you very much. Yeah, I took a bullet. That's right.
Thank you, Mr. President.
When you think about it, I guess that's right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, when you think about it, I guess that's right. I took a bullet for freedom. If you think about it, that's right. Actually, I didn't. A piece of glass clipped my ear, which is seemingly perfectly fine. But the firefighter took a bullet in many ways for freedom and kept it.
Okay, beat it.
This is also a weird thing. They keep telling them to beat it. I don't know why they think that's cute, because I guess it's the culture of being a prick.
Wait, no.
Beat it.
No,
There's
can I
people
just
waiting.
say-
There's people waiting.
I want to know what
1,000 people lined up. Beat it.
I want to know what the Secret Service
Procedures.
was going
Yes.
through your car and stuff. Too.
They scan the car 3 times. Those are people from the actual organization. They're not just rando at all.
Had to be, right? Because that's a dangerous
Very dangerous.
event.
Yes. And again,
Yeah, and these people had to sign a waiver in case Trump accidentally threw hot grease on them like an asshole.
that's why the McDonald's was shut down.
Right.
It wasn't because it was staged. It was they had to make sure people were not going to kill him.
Right.
I hope they took 10 minutes for each vehicle.
Oh yeah,
Inside and out.
Well, you send in the dog, and the dog smells that.
But now, as you're watching these videos,
They're magic. Also, if it's shut down, then you weren't working because you didn't work. They showed you how to operate the machine. You did it once with somebody hand-holding you, and then you went to handing out bags of shit out a window that no one paid for. You didn't work the register. You didn't actually cook any of the shit. You did one dump of fries, and you poured too much salt on it, and that was that. Of course, it was staged.
just so fun and so just
Yeah, it's the joy. That's what it was.
natural for him.
Yeah.
It was. It was very natural. Yes, he has the mind that's built for working fast food. Is that what you're saying? Is that he's the kind of guy, like his level of intellect, you can go, okay, that guy works a fryer. Is that what you're saying?
Now, just imagine Kamala or Joe trying to pull that.
They couldn't.
Obama could probably pull that off. It'd be
Yeah,
fake.
probably.
It'd be fake, and we'd see it.
Yeah, but
half the country wouldn't.
And as Trump was doing this, JD.
Here's a good. How about this? How about fuck that? How about they all just drive a car? You don't even have to do it on a road, or at least not an open road. You can close a 2-lane highway, and they don't have to drag race it or anything like that. Just Kamala, Obama, Biden, all driving their own car, and Trump is given the keys to a vehicle, and see if he needs help getting out of the trunk. How about riding a bicycle? How about they all ride a bicycle together? Like the fucking opening of Three's Company.
Vance was somewhere else, and we don't have it, but he was somewhere else serving beer at a local bar.
No, really?
Yep.
Oh, no, he was downing it with the Packers fans,
Yep.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
Do we have that?
No, we don't have that.
No, we don't.
Sorry.
You just said that.
No, we don't have that. That's not good. Because watching him drink a beer takes every fucking ounce of masculinity out of the room as people go, but who drinks beer like that?
Yeah.
All right.
That was fun.
What about the Brazilian chicks for Trump? Are they at the...
The Brazilian chicks for Trump. Thank you, Pat. You know, I thought we had moved past the sort of genuine dopey sexism of the Blaze, but it's so nice to see it making a comeback.
drive-through as well? All right.
Also, by the way, with that guitar in the background, does anybody get the kind of feeling that like the reason Tim Pool quit was because he saw himself in Pat Gray? Like, one day I'm going to have to take off the beanie and that guitar will never get touched again. Because it's almost the same background. It's super weird.
It's fun.
What about the Brazilian chicks for Trump? Are they at the drive-through as well? All right, let's
A lot of
might as
fun
well see
here,
that.
everybody.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Look at all the fake news over there. Hello, everybody.
Look at the big bald spot right there, like that he didn't bother to take care of, or somebody just went, nah, it's fine.
You can fake this,
And
right?
you know this is compliments of Trump, okay?
Yes, thank
Okay.
you. Mr. President,
Yes.
please don't let the United States become Brazil, my native Brazil.
We'll keep it
Please,
good.
please,
We're going to
please.
make it better than ever.
That's another
okay?
election they stole from the people.
Thank you. It's a pleasure, Mr. President.
Brazil and America.
Yes.
What do we
Thank
have
you
in
so
common?
much.
Thank you.
So great.
Oh my God.
Do you think these guys know anything about the politics of Brazil at all? I'm serious. Like any of the actual politics of Brazil, the culture, the economics, any of it. Do you think they have any idea?
You know, the immigrants
Nice to see you.
who are here and
Bye,
love the
guys.
country and want to become a part of it, they understand.
Sorry, the immigrants that are here, yeah. Including, I guess, the undocumented then ones, yes.
Because they left their original country for a
Yes, I did say Tim Pool quit. I'll show you that in a minute.
reason. And that reason is almost always socialism or communism. It's oppression of some kind. And they come here to be free and to have...
Right. And Donald Trump wants to return them to that oppression and befriend their oppressive dictator ruler and build a building in the Capitol. Every time.
opportunity. And so they don't want
So close the border.
it to become what they just left.
Yeah, you seal the border
Yep.
and you let people like that in,
and you keep people like that we showed on the map of the Venezuelan gang.
Keep them out.
It's pretty simple when you just.
Is it? How do you close the border and let that lady through? How? Also, so if you close the border, are you just basically okay with undocumented immigrants or people who overstay their visas if they fly in? Is that the argument?
Yeah. Yes, it is. Because we need people like that who understand. I mean, they lived it, so they know.
Yeah, they know it. They do. They do. Thank you, Pat. Yeah, they lived it. They know it. I mean, you can tell from her accent that she and her family crawled through a tunnel of broken glass over people who were fresh out of insane asylums to get into America so that they could rub two nickels together and turn it into $1 bazillion. And because they're bazillionaires.
Agonizing that the Democrats just don't understand the concept at all.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's what they got. That's Trump's best moments. The best moments working at McDonald's / highlights Taylor's mix. Now I want to say, let me go to this chat room. Hi. I was not. I wasn't fucking with you earlier. Tim Pool quit. Tim Pool is. Yeah. There we go.
But yeah, I think this might be the end.
1 second.
We are.
Back this up, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, hold on 1 second. And this would be, if I may, I want to make sure this doesn't.
The show is over. But
yeah, here you go. So they, this is a clip of it, but he made an announcement on his show that he's stopping his show. Yeah, here you go.
The show is over. But yeah, I think this might be the end. We are well off. It is not a financial thing. We make a lot of money, but piece by piece, the structure becomes bigger and bigger and bigger until it becomes impossible to manage. You know, I would never call out anybody personally or individually. I would just say that, like, compounding. I don't know.
Somebody's playing Adele in the background. Stop it. Can we play the, yeah. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see if I can find the uncut version of it. After rage quitting and pulling the main show from YouTube, Tim Pool said on his after show that he's contemplating quitting Timcast IRL altogether. There you go. This would be here.
Guys, I'll be completely honest. If the show got banned right now, it'd be a huge weight off my shoulders. I don't make money from the show. It's really stressful. I work 16-hour days. I could work 8-hour days and then skate the rest of the day and still be rich. And this is extremely difficult. People get mad.
Oh, well, here, look, nothing sums up the maggot mentality, the absolute bullshittery that comes out of this dumb motherfucker that 2 weeks before an election, after all he said about what, you know, Kamala's going to destroy it or whatever. Okay, this asshole's, by the way, the Russia investigation is getting way too close and he's bailing out because of that. Let's be abundantly clear. But on top of that, if anything he believed was true, he would fight anyways, right? If he truly believed it. But listen to this motherfucker. If this doesn't sum up the entirety of, like, the maggot mediascape, I don't know what does.
I work 16-hour days. I could work 8-hour days and then skate the rest of the day and still be rich. And this is extremely difficult. People.
There you go. That's it. Boo fuckity who. And still be rich. Jeez, why is he rich? Because his show has huge numbers. He's been selling ads and stuff on it. And he got backfilled $4 million this year from fucking, or like $2 million, I guess, from the Russian, the tenant media thing. 100,000 an episode on this little sideline, whatever, culture cast or whatever the fuck they were doing.
People get mad that we don't tell them all the details. Why? We can still get a strike. We can get a strike right now, even though the show's been deleted. Doesn't matter. I can get a call right now from Google and says, we don't care what you did, we're banning you. And so I'm desperately struggling to navigate censorship.
Also, what the fuck are you talking about? Let's be abundantly clear. This seems like an Alex Jones fucking money grab at this point. Piss off. Listen to this shit.
I'll tell them all the details. Why? We can still get a strike. We can get a strike right now, even though the show's been deleted. Doesn't matter. I can get a call right now from Google and says, we don't care what you did, we're banning you. And
yeah, no you don't. You don't get a fucking call from Google that says, we don't care what you did, we're banning you. That's never happened. That's never gonna fucking happen. Anybody who makes money on YouTube or any of these sites would have the beginning of a giant class action lawsuit that they would be the primary on it going forward, and YouTube knows this. This is just bullshit. They would give you a reason, and that reason would be you violated the terms of service. This is fuck you. And the fact that he gets a call from Google is just like the arrogance of this shit.
This is extremely difficult. People get mad that we don't tell them all the details. Why? We can still get a strike. We can get a strike right now, even though the show's been deleted. Doesn't matter. I can get a call right now from Google and says, we don't care what you did, we're banning you. And so I'm desperately struggling to navigate censorship waters so a show can exist that will have a positive outcome that resists things like vaccine mandates, rushed vaccines, whatever your argument is. It can help.
Hey, asshole, whatever your argument is, how's it? Wait a minute. How the fuck is your getting canceled because of it's our argument or somebody else? Fuck are you talking about? Make your argument and make it in an articulate way that doesn't get you banned. You can't. You know why? Because you're not a fucking doctor. You're talking out of your ass. You're bringing on people who are also not doctors, who are also talking out of their ass, and they're giving medical advice, which is the violation of the terms of service. That's how that shit gets shut down. Nobody talks about vaccine hesitancy or complains that Operation Warp Speed was fucking, rushed or some shit like that. Sorry. Hold on.
Captain's log.
There you go. That Operation Fart Steed,
Captain's log,
was rushed is going to get you kicked off. It's not going to. Giving medical advice you are not qualified to give is what gets you punted, you dumb motherfucker. Listen to this shit. I'm navigating the censorship waters. No, you're fucking not. None of these assholes are getting busted for this. It's not. No one's emotional or psychological hesitancy about fucking anything will get you kicked off of being online. Asserting facts not in evidence that you have no basis of knowing as if they were that would cause people to harm themselves will get you kicked off. And the fact that this dumb motherfucker doesn't know the difference is why he shouldn't be on the internet, much less writing fucking poetry at this point in his own journal. Jesus Christ.
To navigate censorship waters so a show can exist that will have a positive outcome that resists things like vaccine mandates, rushed vaccines, whatever your argument is. It can help.
Again, vaccine mandates, we don't have one. We had one for federal workers because they interact with the fucking populace, and you don't want the government that's there to help you to give you the disease they're trying to protect you from. So fuck off. We don't have vaccine fucking passports, and if you're going to bitch about rushed vaccines, I don't want to hear shit about Donald Trump and fucking Operation Fart Steed.
Captain's log.
Fucking idiot. Oh my God, this is dumb.
Push back against things like open borders, the dissolution of our community, and kids getting their balls chopped off.
Okay. For the record, no one is for kids getting their balls chopped off. But if you refer to trans kids who aren't transitioning yet, or adults even who are transitioning using those terms, that's up to YouTube if they want to kick you off because you're being a fucking pig, right? They could just have a no pigs rule. You know why? Because it's a private company. It's not the fucking town square. You don't have the right to... Stormfront doesn't get a right to have a YouTube channel, and neither do you, you fucking bigot. That said, what was the other two he said? They got so annoyed that I lost those.
It can help push back against things like open borders,
Okay, open borders. Again, A, we don't have an open border. B, he doesn't even know what a closed border would fucking look like except the death of the Texas economy. And secondly, nobody is getting shut down for saying or talking about open borders or even claiming falsely that it is.
Dissolution of our community and
also dissolution of our community. What do you think he means by that? He might have actually started, he might be in the territory of something that could get him kicked out. Dissolution of our community. You know what that means? You know what he's talking about? He's talking about great replacement theory. That's exactly right. Slayer just said it right as I was saying it. That's what he's talking about. Replacement theory. That's what he means. He wants to talk about white people being replaced by immigrants because Democrats want them to vote somehow. By the way, I don't know how Latino and Hispanic fucking Catholics that are largely pro-life are going to somehow become Democrats the rest of the time. It makes no fucking sense to me. But let's, even then, the idea that that exists is bigoted as fuck. But that's what he's talking about.
Kids getting their balls chopped off. But you can't just do that by being an ogreish retard who runs full speed at YouTube's gates, screaming, fuck you, over and over again. Guys.
Again, that sounds like your business model to me. So that was in the after show that he was talking about. Oh, and this is goddamn. That we covered that song. It's just fucking brutal. All right, I think this is another piece of that whole.
My attitude is we had our like, I don't know, 12th studio failure this morning.
The new one.
Yeah, the new studio failed. And
by the way, isn't that the guy who used to be on Crowder's show?
12th studio failure this morning.
The new one.
Yeah, the new.
That guy. Yeah, this guy. This guy used to be a regular on Steven Crowder's show. Maybe he still is. I don't care. And I think he even showed up on Door's show once or twice or whatever. But he writes a lot of gags for these guys. In general, as a comedian, probably the only skilled person working in this. I don't remember his name. The only skilled person who actually has some timing and some jokes, but just surround themselves with the biggest fucking scumbags. And hey, look, it might be because the money's green. He's like the man, whatever. What's the Metzger, the guy who's on Jimmy Dore's show, wants to be.
Studio failed, and my attitude with that is kind of just like.
Also, what the fuck? All right, I don't know what he means by this. What do you mean studio failed? Fuck are you? What are you talking about? What do you mean your studio failed, you lazy, weak little bitch? Hang out for 1 second. I'm gonna get something. May I? Can I? All right, hang the fuck out. Here you go. Let's go with this. And this, okay. Here, let me just show you something. See this thing? This is the Rode mixer. It's for podcasting and the like, and it's good because it's direct into your system, so you can run actual mics into it. And a lot of podcasters use this early on. And then this is the mic I used to use on the regular. This is the Elgato one, sorry, not the Elgato one. This is the one I replaced the Elgato with. And we went through 2 of these, and they fucking, like, they would get all garbled and eat shit. This thing, they stopped updating it. They have a new version of it and these are like $400 a pop. Yeah, this is the Rodecaster. There's a new one that's better or whatever. And I don't need it because, like I said, I internalize everything because I like to be able to take as little gear on the road with me as I want. But it's useful, right? This thing, if I wanted to, I could update the firmware in it and kind of keep using it, but I don't need it. The point is, I've been through it, failed a bunch of times, and I was like, fuck this, and I found a workaround, and I just kept doing my show. And some of this stuff dies the day of. And have you ever guys hear me bitch about it like this motherfucker? I'm not even bitching about it now. It's just how shit works, right? This is just stuff gets, it's the cutting edge, and then it falls behind. right? And then there's a better way to do it. And I'm always on the lookout for a better way of making this stuff. So it's simpler and cleaner and requires less energy and fucking plugs. Jesus, the number of wires that I deal with on the regular. But the fact that this motherfucker's like, we had studio fail. Like, motherfucker, get 3 webcams, get one of these, get 3 microphones, and shut the fuck up. God damn. Just the lazy, stupid bullshit. It's like, it's so fucking weak. Boo fuckity who. You get to do a TV show out of your fucking garage. And you're a millionaire. Shut the fuck up. Here's a good idea. Spend $8,000 on a studio instead of 3 every 6 months or whatever the fuck. Oh my God. Just the lame shit. And like, look, this show runs on our Patreon. They're our most consistent people. And then memberships on YouTube have really started to help, and they've really built into something that's genuine. And people can, add on to that. And it's become like a secondary support structure, which is great. And then, of course, the super chats, and occasionally, like, people will do stars on Facebook that add up to a little more than $8 or something like that. But I showed you my rig. Like, all this shit goes into this stuff so that I can do the show both here and on the road, for the most part, and that I can eat and have health insurance. Like, for fuck's sake. Oh my God. And this whiny, petulant turd who was getting $100,000 from Russia Today per video, for videos that had no selling point, no click through, no floor for how many views. If it had 2 views or 100,000, you still got the same amount of money. And this motherfucker's like, woe is me.
Yeah, if we can't make cameras and a computer work, and despite all the previous failures we've had, there's not a single person here who can make sure that either the studio is operating or...
I'm sorry. There's not a person there that can make sure the studio is operating? It's in your fucking house, dummy. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Hire a union.
Or secondary studio is operating.
I'm sorry. The secondary studio? The secondary studio. You know what my secondary studio is? It's a fucking laptop. Secondary studio. Jesus Christ. I'm glad you're quitting, you weakling.
We've gotten to a point in the company where everyone's kind of just kicked their feet up and said, I'm doing what I need to be doing. Yeah. And then that just means I'm Sisyphus pushing the rock up. The problem is...
boo fuckity who? You're Sisyphus? I don't know, it's your fucking company, dum-dum. Hire some quality people instead of just people that... here's the problem, I think. He could find some engineers who know what they're doing. He could find some techs that know what they're doing. But after 10 minutes of listening to this dumb fuck talk, they're like, I'm not working here anymore. Fuck you. So he has to go find, like, borderline maggots and self-involved incel assholes who are like, yeah, I can run that shit. And that's who he hires. Good Lord.
Because people are sitting on the rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The people you hire are complete assholes. Yeah, I hear you. They're just completely, just all of them, just dipshits to the person. Yep, just completely useless. Is this another version?
All the stress has come to a head. We finally make the decision. Maybe we should just take care of ourselves and stop pushing as hard as we can to the point where our heads are going to explode and our eyes pop out of our heads. And that's what happens yesterday when we're at a point where I don't want to put my family at risk. And there's limited things I'm willing to say because of the psychopaths who threaten us every single day and the very serious threats that we do receive almost every single day. But as I mentioned, we've talked about it. We worked through as much as we can. And I think largely due to the response from our loyal fans, members, viewers, and and some friends.
The biggest response from our loyal fans, viewers, and members is quit. Quit now. Quit while you're ahead. Quit so I can go do something with my life. I find myself watching this shit, and I've got to stop. And the only way I can stop is if you just leave. Please leave. Just fail downwards for once in your life instead of failing upwards. You lazy, good-for-nothing, self-involved, beanied tit.
Friends and family, we'll make it work to the best of our abilities. So with that being said, it's kind of the weirdest way to announce that I'm pursuing, my family life to the best of my abilities. And I will stress too, one of the most frustrating things about comments, for instance, I know not to read the comments. I know that half of them are just stupid and half of them are great, but it really does.
How do you tell the difference being stupid but thinking you're great? What do you do? Do you like put a belt around your neck like autoerotic asphyxia?
Sting. When for the past several years there are people saying, haha, Tim, you don't have any children. Why aren't you married? And the reality.
Oh, no. They might be laughing about the haha, Tim, you don't have any children part because you shit on people who don't have children all the time. And then they're like, yeah, but you. And then you're like, shut up. But no one's shocked you're not married. You're a 38-year-old millionaire who creates nothing. I mean, this is angertainment. If Russia hadn't rolled in and just flooded you with a bunch of cash, you wouldn't have the parachute. The parachute. Listen to me. The parachute you're using to jump out. It is a parachute. Basically, he's going to jump out of this fucking plane, pull the cord, and a bunch of turds are going to fly out of his backpack. Oh my God, what an asshole.
It is because I'm sacrificing to try and make this work and produce something that I think is.
Oh, guys, he's sacrificing for you and for me.
Is valuable to people, and it comes to a point where I said, why should I, when I should just do?
Yeah. Listen, you don't deserve me. Okay. Why am I doing this for you when all you do is take? Sorry. Oh my God.
Do what any good man would do and have my family. Well, we'll try to do it all.
Yeah, that's what you do. That's what men do. Have their family. I'm gonna go have my family. I don't have a family, but I'm gonna go have one. I'm gonna go squat over a nest and pop out a family right there. There's family member number one. Oh, family member number two, whatever, and I'll sit on them until they're nice and warm, and then when they crack open, I'll have a family. I'm going to have my family. I'm just hoping you don't mean cut them in half, you fucking weirdo.
So that is the big announcement, and we will do what we can to make this show continue.
Young Tim is going off to seek his fortune, so that one day he may return and claim the hand of his lady love. Fuck you.
Functioning and working. It may mean that we won't have guests on Friday, but Fridays will be crew shows where members,
crew shows. The people who can't do anything right that he was just shitting on, they're going to take over the show on Friday. Fuck it. I don't care.
Timcast crew members and other people will join the show as our guest. Maybe some people will join as guests who are locals and live nearby. But we'll...
Yeah, we're just going to open the fucking barn door and anybody who just wanders in can have a show. Oddly, they'll all have Russian accents.
There will be some reduction, but the show will continue. With that being said, the reason I decided to make the announcement, knowing that there will be security ramifications, is because I feel like I owe it to all of you who watch the show, the millions who have supported all of the content that I've produced and allowed me to live this life. It's not fair.
You mean this padded fucking life with no responsibilities at all?
Just to abruptly shut it down, disappear, and then go and live my own life. I think there's a way we can try and make it work.
Yeah. So basically, he's just going to kind of wind it down, is what he's saying. Like, I'll just keep it running, and then hopefully I can make money off of the reruns, essentially, as until people are just as bored of it as everybody else. Ministry. Hold on.
I don't know. Do a cursory Google search.
Okay, good. Yeah. So they. Timcast IRL, Tim Pool, trashes laziness from employees and threat to quit show. Fuck me. Go away, boo fuckity who. I don't know what to say. Fool. Don't let the door hit you or the good Lord split you. Literally, I have never seen anybody create more of a treadmill show that benefited no one more than that show. Just a fucking waste of zeros and ones. But, you know, who am I? I'm sure thoughts and prayers to all the Tim Fool fans out there. But, hey, you'll always have Rusty Trombone. Okay, so next up, if I may, and by the way, you're watching House Parks Mega Worldwide. Like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show. My, oh my. Let's see. I almost feel like I should. It takes 5 questions. Let's see. Oh my God! Everybody is losing their fucking minds right now. There are a few. I was saying to my girl Summer the other day that there are a few people that I gotta say.
2 weeks to go.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. There are very few people that I kind of can't take in this world. Like there's a bunch of I can stomach most of these assholes that we do clips about and do stuff on. You know, with a plum. Even if they get me riled up sometimes. But there are very few that's actually actively skeeve me out, right? There's a couple of them that are pathetic. There's a couple like that are just gross, and then there's well, fuck it. There's this guy, ladies and gentlemen. This is Evil Ross / Stretch Ben Shapiro. This is Jesse Waters. This is so Kamala Harris did 2 interviews. She didn't do a rally, but she did 2 interviews and had a bunch of meetings on both policy, on the like vice presidential shit that she was dealing with. I mean, they did a ton of work, but they didn't do a rally that day. And again, if you can afford to take a day off selling, you're doing okay. If you can't afford to take a day off, that's not a good sign. Usually it's the other way around. But anyways, the idea is that Trump has been selling is that she took a day off because she was exhausted, even though she did a bunch of shit and whatever. But this dude is one of the guys who there's a reason why he got Tucker Carlson's time slot. Because there's apparently this magic window of misogynistic fuckwad that fits right into this portion of the Fox viewing day, like there's a keyhole shaped like a prick, and I don't mean a penis, I mean a prick, that he and Tucker fit right into. Okay. Anyways, this is Kamala Harris takes the day off but calls Trump exhausted.
Until Election Day, and Democrats just yanked Kamala Harris off the campaign trail. She took the day off. 0. Also, the idea that it's her campaign. So the idea that she left the campaign trail on her own would make it seem more pathetic, I would suppose, than if they yanked her off the trail, which means that there's some big I guess it's the idea is that there's some big organization behind Democrats that run everything. So this is like the mini Illuminati bullshit storyline. Campaign events today, and the only thing on her schedule, 2 interviews. Not even
the only thing on her schedule, 2 interviews. The only thing on her public schedule, you absolute weirdo.
Even live. She spent all day preparing because that last interview with Brett, not that great.
For Brett.
Or maybe she wasn't preparing at all. We'll show you the interviews later, and you can decide for yourself. Trump says maybe she was getting her beauty rest.
She's sleeping right now. She couldn't go on the trail. You know, you think when you have 14 days left, you wouldn't be sleeping. Think of it. I said, where is she?
Oh, I know. Wait. I noticed you cut out the part where he said he would like a day off. Why would you do that, Jesse?
Campaigning today, sir. She's got a day off. You got 14 days left for the presidency, and she's taking a day off. This is not what you want. This is not what you want. You can't get home for it.
Yeah, they cut it out.
Who the hell takes off? You have 14 days left, and she'll take a couple of more days off, too. You know why? She's lazy as hell, and she's got that reputation.
Let me see if we have this right. Kamala calls Trump exhausted and then takes the day off.
No. She plays video of him talking like that and goes, "This is a man who's exhausted." And she doesn't take the day off. She does 2 interviews and has meetings and campaign work all day long, preparing for the final stretch, instead of just finding whatever group is nearby and blathering the same shit at them over and over again for hours and boring the fuck out of them, especially. But, where Trump's one thing that he did that day that you're citing was that he was at Doral. He may have had another thing that day, but I don't think so. But he was at Doral, which is his own property. Again, just using campaign money to keep his own properties afloat.
McDonald's, football games, barbershops, town halls, roundtables, rallies. You've seen them. Kamala.
Right. None of them qualify as work.
Today, didn't talk to a single voter. She stayed home in D.C. And the media is getting nervous.
Oh, they are?
Everybody I talk to says, I have to turn off the news. I can't read anything. I'm meditating. I'm doing yoga. I'm so anxious. I just don't even know. I'm eating gummies, all kinds of things, What are you doing? What are you doing?
Not eating gummies.
Yeah, this looks like very nervous people. Yeah, they all look like they're really... Good point. The joyous smiles and the laughing amongst everybody... you're right, Jesse. Now, I don't want anybody to be shocked. You'll see these smiles coming from these ladies and the people behind them and that kind of stuff. And you're going to go, there's going to be this shocking thing where you see Jesse Waters' face right after this, totally devoid of any humor or good nature, or even in many ways, the ability to reflect on one's own soul and worth.
Okay, we got that clear.
All right, no gummies. Maybe she spent the day doing yoga. Because if she...
Bam. Well, all right. Sorry, everybody. I've got to pack it in. That's the end of the show. I had no idea he was going to bring out the long knives. This is he's too sharp for all of us, and he kind of outjoyed us. Did you see that? Nobody would have thought to answer that thing. Maybe she's doing yoga. Boom. I mean, what kind of hippie shit? Honestly, who does yoga? I mean, that's like feminine and gay and not white all at the same time, So, boom. I mean, this dude knows his audience. You got to give it to him.
He was preparing for the NBC interview. Didn't look like it.
Interview?
You never saw anything like what happened at the debate night behind closed doors with him? It was a bad debate. People have bad debates. He is absolutely... But that's the reason why you're here, and he's not running for the top of the ticket.
Well, you'd have to ask him if that's the only reason why.
What do you think?
I am running for president of the United States. Joe Biden is not. And my presidency will be about bringing a new generation of leadership to America that is focused on the work that we need to do to invest in the ambitions and aspirations of the American people.
It's a judgment question. That's why I ask. Can the American people trust you in these moments, even when it's maybe uncomfortable for Americans to level with Americans in that way? So that's why I ask. And it sounds like what you're saying is...
Hi, asshole. The sitting president of the United States, you're talking to his vice president, and you're effectively saying, does the president have dementia? He's currently working, and he's currently making decisions on behalf of the American people. If they genuinely thought that he couldn't do the job right now, they would have instituted the 25th Amendment, and his debate would have been something that's indicative of his, the rest of his presidency. The rest of the time he's been talking, he's totally fine. And then even the next day, he was totally fine. Trump has been blathering bullshit. And here's the thing. People want to talk about how Kamala Harris, couldn't she see that Biden's failing? And what I would say is to all of the mainstream media, especially New York Times, NBC's regular news, clearly MSNBC has their own kind of like window that's deeper onto this. And I think it's because Lawrence has been sheepdogging them into reality for quite some time. But to all the media, if you think it's a question of judgment that she doesn't believe that Biden is incapable of, by the way, at 80 years old, 81 years old, you know, being president for 4 more years till he's 85, essentially. And her and him making that judgment and passing it on to her, and that you think there's something to question in her judgment about looking at him and listening to him and getting a feel for whether or not he's capable of doing the job. I would turn that on you and go, why are you sane washing Donald Trump's craziness? Can you guys not see that Donald Trump is a fucking mess? That he's gacked out of his mind on Sudafed and Adderall. He has no idea what the fuck he's talking about. He blathers on about tariffs being the most beautiful word in the world, except maybe when it comes to describing Arnold Palmer's cock. What the fuck? If you guys can't judge Trump appropriately, don't question her judgment of Biden, whether it's appropriate or not, when he's clearly still the fucking president.
You feel like you never saw anything like that from President Biden?
I have worked with Joe Biden, hours and hours and hours over these 4 years, whether it be in the Situation Room or the Oval Office. I speak with not only sincerity, but with a real first-hand account of watching him do this work. I have no reluctance in saying that. No, of course I don't.
There you go. She said it. Shut the fuck up. Now, NBC, Hallie Jackson. Hallie Jackson, explain to me how you can talk about Donald Trump without going, this dude is fucking nuts. Never mind the dementia aspect of it. Never mind the fact that he's clearly on a hard fade. But he's crazy.
Kamala's
and stupid. I wouldn't, Jesse. I wouldn't want to leave that out for you too. Trump's also stupid. Not as stupid as Jesse Waters, obviously, because Jesse's arguably dumb.
Trapped because if she says she noticed Biden's decline, she's guilty of a cover-up. But if she says she didn't notice, everyone knows she's just a liar. So
no, that's what you think. Biden can serve. He just doesn't feel like he can run because he could do the job now and he might be able to do the job for the next 2 years. But there's a question about whether or not he could do it in 3 years or 4 years. And there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. That's why it was an adult decision on his part. And it's why it was a patriotic one. It has nothing to do with his ability to do the job between now and fucking January.
She's a liar either way. And then she said the American dream was dead.
Are the last 4 years an obstacle to you in this race?
Here's how I look at it. First of all, let me be very clear. Mine will not be a continuation of the Biden administration. I bring my own experiences, my own ideas to it, and it has informed a number of my areas of focus, most of which are, on, to your point, lowering costs. I am traveling the country. I am very clear. Cost of groceries still too high. The voters know it. I know it. So part of my plan includes what we need to do to bring down the price of groceries, including the work I will do dealing with price gouging, something I dealt with when I was Attorney General, something I will deal with going forward. Cost of housing. You know, I'm speaking with people of every background in every area of the country, of every age. And, you know, the idea of the American dream was something that previous generations could count on, not as much anymore.
So the other week, she said she couldn't.
What? And she wants to restore that. Trump is part of the reason. His presidency is part of the reason why they don't feel that way.
Think of anything she'd do differently than Biden. And now.
Yeah, it's because she's the sitting vice president and he's the sitting president, and you don't criticize your running mate or your president.
Now she says her administration wouldn't be a continuation. Okay, if Kamala had ideas about bringing prices down, why didn't she share them with Biden? Why'd she tell?
Well, she didn't have to, because he's already bringing the prices down. They're going to continue to do this in areas, and it's going to be more like future-proofing it.
Tell us Bidenomics was working. None of this makes any sense.
That's in defense of reality, Jesse. The reason it doesn't make sense is because you're dumb. You're not a smart person. Now, granted, I know that's the gig. You know, you're like a surrogate moron. You're there to make the morons that watch that particular hour of Fox News feel seen. And they also like the idea that they can feel mildly superior to you when they see things that you show them that don't show what you say they show, just like Sean Hannity does as well. And they can go, my goodness, he's the stupid person. At least I'm not that dumb. It must make them feel very good.
Where'd happy Kamala go? She doesn't look like she's enjoying running for president. She definitely wasn't ready to run for president.
You just showed her laughing about gummies with a fucking Kennedy and a Cheney.
President. Yesterday she said, guys, you're scared, and so am I.
If I can just speak to what people are feeling. We cannot despair. We cannot despair. And I say do not.
Why would you cut out the middle of that? And what is the smiling the part that you have the biggest problem? Does Jesse Waters just panic when a woman smiles?
Despair, because in a democracy, as long as we can keep it in our democracy, the people, every individual has the power to make a decision about what this will be. And so let's not feel powerless. Let's not let and I get it, overwhelming nature of this all, make us feel powerless, because then we have been defeated.
Is that the saddest looking town hall you've ever seen?
No, I think the saddest looking town hall I've ever seen was Trump dancing for 39 minutes to gay anthems and soundtrack songs from mob movies where people get shot while someone's at the theater.
Democrats are starting to ask, what if Joe Biden was the better candidate all along?
Are they? Democrats? Are they? Are they? Is that what Democrats are asking this? Is this a polling thing, or is this you had to dig up one opinion piece on the Hill?
Long. They want a coup do-over.
Kamala Harris is not a godsend, all right? You people didn't even like her 6 months ago. Now all of a sudden, she's black female Jesus.
All right, Chris, dude, we don't need to hear from anybody who was drummed off of the news because of sexual harassment.
The way Obama was black Jesus. And let me tell you.
Obama was not black Jesus, you fucking weirdo. He was a highly qualified man running for president who happened to be half black.
Something. He had a lot more going for him than Kamala Harris does. And not.
No, he didn't. He had less of a career in public service than she did. He had won fewer elections than she did.
Just as firsts go. But his.
Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Just as firsts go. She had a lot more. He had a lot more going for him. Just as firsts go, because he was the first black male doing it. But now she's a black woman, and I mean, just being a double, like a triple dipper, because she's part Central Asian or what have you, and those three. There's too many firsts in there. Is that what it is? It's too. What the fuck?
Type of campaigning. His type of persuasion, his charisma.
So while Harris takes the day off from campaigning, the real Messiah is filling her shoes or heels. Barry went to Wisconsin and Michigan today, but he sounded bitter.
Real strength's about working hard. Real strength's about taking responsibility for your actions.
Well, again, I think he's genuinely angered by the concept of Donald Trump, who is... checks notes, a complete fucking scumbag.
Real strength's about telling the truth, even when it's inconvenient. Real strength is about helping people who need it and standing up for those who can't stand up for themselves. That's what we should want for our daughters and our sons. That's what I want in the President of the United States.
Yeah, he has a guilty conscience after shivving Scranton Joe for a woman who can't even tell you what a woman is.
Shivving Scranton Joe. Oh, I see. So the Obamas moved him out so they could move her in. That's the theory. Yeah, Obama wasn't one of the people who was pushing for this. He was just being a confidant. But here's the idea that they need to believe in this like black Illuminati that was happening behind Biden's back. This is what he's selling, by the way, just so you know.
Even dragging Michelle kicking and screaming out of her Hawaiian mansion to say this is the second time she's proud of the country. Where's Michelle been since the convention? If the
developing television shows for Netflix, writing a book, doing speaking tours. She's also a first lady. Dude, you do realize Melania's not even campaigning with Trump now.
democracy was really on the line, shouldn't Michelle be living in the battlegrounds instead of Honolulu?
Well, as an unelected non-official, it'd be her kind of choice. It's really odd, though. Again, why isn't Melania at her husband's side everywhere? What the fuck is she busy doing?
Every musician.
She doesn't even have a business. And she certainly doesn't have a business where she has to go to an office on the regular.
Is now being ordered to campaign for Kamala after Usher, Lizzo, Stevie Wonder.
Oh, I see. I'm starting to get an idea why Jesse Waters is uncomfortable with the ticket. Right. Yeah, I can see that. I get it. It's something. There were certain traits about the people you were showing that, and I couldn't put my finger on it, Jesse. I couldn't figure out what the detail was that all the scary images you were putting up all seemed to have something in common, and all the people who were pushing back apparently on Harris, why they were of a particular Cuomo, if you will. There's no picture of Eminem yet. We'll see.
Campaign's bringing out Bruce Springsteen for a concert series.
No picture?
And Barack's bringing
there you
out
go.
Eminem in Detroit. Eminem endorsing Kamala. Does somebody have something on him?
No, I think he has a daughter. That might be the thing. He has a daughter who he would rather not have the grab him by the pussy candidate in control of her rights.
Earlier in the day, actor Bradley Whitford from The West Wing put on quite the performance.
What's up, Mad City? 65,000 rape victims. He was laughing. Misogyny is at the reptilian brainstem of white Christian nationalism. And that...
It takes a lot, by the way, to mix Darwinism and white Christian nationalism. I think that's probably what they take the most offense to.
Is what we are up against. What's next? Is he going to yank his pinky off and light it like a cigarette? And how lucky are we? How lucky are we to have Kamala Harris and Tim Walz?
If things are so great under the Biden-Harris administration, so great that it should continue, why is everybody so angry?
Because Trump is disgusting and the race is considered neck and neck and they're motivating voters. I'm sorry. Is Trump saying soft, kind words about his opponents? Is it okay? Is this simply because they have the ability to raise their voice and Trump is fading and that he's quiet and you think he's got a better tone because he's almost at a whisper because he's so fucking weak?
Why isn't it morning in America again? The Harris campaign's running out of ideas and time. According to CNN, they're closing strategy.
I don't know. Did you hear the crowd? Did that occur to you at all? And is there a reason why you didn't show? Yeah, Jesse, I gotta say, you seem like you're the one that's mad, dude.
Strategy is to count on Trump making outlandish claims.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, it's something you can bet on. Yeah. You mean like stuff about Arnold Palmer's cock, or just that what we found out about him thinking Hitler did some right things and he wanted Hitler's, he wished he had Hitler's generals essentially, or that he said $60,000 is too much to bury a fucking Mexican, that kind of shit. Yeah, we can do that. It's like fucking clockwork, actually.
Yeah, you can count on that. But that's a strategy?
Well, quite frankly, if they based a strategy on him saying something sensible and creating, like, putting forth a policy that actually works, they'd be waiting a long fucking time. They wouldn't be able to do anything. It'd be a non-reactive campaign.
That has nothing to do with Kamala Harris, or the American people for that matter.
Sure it does. He's the alternative, and they're making a contrast. So at the same time you push what you're pushing for, you also make a contrast that the other side is extreme. It's the same reason Trump calls her a Marxist, fascist, left-wing lunatic, idiot, moron, R-word.
That's like asking Danica Patrick, how are you going to win the Daytona 500? And she says, I'm hoping the guy in the lead crashes. Oh, if that doesn't work, Biden has a better idea.
Thinks he has a right under the Supreme Court ruling on immunity to be able, if need be, if it was the case, to actually physically eliminate, shoot, kill someone who he believes to be a threat to him. I mean, so I know this sounds bizarre. It sounds like if I said this 5 years ago, you'd lock me up. We got to lock him up.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think somebody who would misuse power like that, I agree.
Now we know he's definitely sabotaging her. Click.
Sorry, he's sabotaging her? Why? Because she has to agree? Anyways, that's where they cut out on the end of it, because I guess Jesse just decided to dud out at the end. Good Lord. All right. Jeez, there's so much stuff. My God, man. There was a hi. Hi, look how beautiful. Summer looks very fancy. She's going to a fancy dinner, and she looks very fancy and beautiful.
Let me see you.
Yes, you will. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. Mwah. Bye.
I'll let you know when I'm over there.
Okay. So they're going. They have a meeting tonight, and they're having like a business dinner, and they're going to a show and that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna sneak into the show later on. Let's see. Do I have time left for? Because everything is so fucking long in the tooth. Oh God. All right. You know me. I love some inside shit, so folks. I love some stuff. I love when I love when people tell us how we think. You know what I mean? Like Sean Hannity's big on that. Big on because you're often, as a Democrat or as a lefty or whatever label they seem to slather on you. You're like, hey, what is my plan? Don't worry, people. The most miserable man on the internet is here to tell us what the Kamala Harris campaign secrets are. Greg Kelly exposes secrets about Kamala Harris's 2020 campaign. I'm very excited. Big secrets. And he's got the inside scoop. If anybody is telling DJ GK what's up, it's his inside scoopers, his pooper scoopers at the Kamala Harris campaign, which he totally has, and he totally knows some inside people. And here it comes. Totally inside scoop. Get ready.
All right, so if you're like me and you're rooting for a big...
All right, I'm done. Okay, no, sorry. End of that, because sorry, I'm not like him. So that won't work, obviously. Sorry. Oh, well. It could have been something, but what are you going to do? I guess we can just go with, let's just go with Theo Vaughn.
So do you have to ask Trump places you can go to promote or...
By the way, whoever works at Theo Vaughn's show, stop putting the questions on the ceiling.
To campaign? What is that relation? How does that work?
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah, this is what people want to know. How does that work? Where do you choose where to go? Do you have to ask him permission where to go? I'm just reading what the card on the ceiling says.
It's actually mostly driven at like the staff level, right? And
yeah, mostly driven at the staff level. You nor Trump have any fucking idea where you're going next.
And
so a strategy, kind of.
Yeah, it's like strategy. So
kind of.
So okay, there are 7 big battleground states. It's the 3 in the Midwest are Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and then Georgia, Arizona, Nevada, and North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like you look at a little bit it's driven by polling, a little bit it's driven on just like where do you think this guy's going to do the best. And I've spent a ton of my time, like I think I did like 5 or 6 events just in Pennsylvania the past week and a half.
Wow.
So I've spent a lot of time in Pennsylvania, a lot of time in Michigan, a lot of time in Wisconsin. I'm actually trying to get Kid Rock to go with me to Michigan in a couple days.
Yeah.
Because he's a Michigan guy.
Oh, he'll go.
Yeah, he probably
He lives there.
will.
Yeah. He'll go, dude.
What do you mean go?
Yeah.
But anyway, to answer your question, it's basically you go where the campaign needs you to go.
Right.
And like, yeah, I could say no, but I'm like running for vice president, so I try to do as much as I can just to be helpful.
And do you go
just to be helpful
with Donald Trump? Do you guys go separately a lot of times? Do you guys have
Oh dear. Oh dear. Theo. Dude. Does anyone, do you look at anything when it's almost over? We got 2 more weeks, dude. All you got to do is notice that they're not on stage together most of the time, or you could even just thumb through their fucking webpage and go, oh, he's in Wisconsin, and he's in Pennsylvania, and he's in Florida, and he's in Georgia, and he's, or just be a grown-up and realize that they usually divide and conquer. They send people out because why would you put them both in the same spot all the time anyways for security reasons, much less selling to the same market? If you needed both of them in the same market to garner a crowd, maybe you're not going to win that area and it's a waste of your fucking time.
like strategy talks in the mornings and stuff? Like, what is it like?
Yeah, it's
yeah. They wake up in the morning and they flip a fucking coin. Motherfucker.
More informal.
Is it like doubles tennis kind of?
Yeah. It's more divide and conquer, right? So it's
what I say.
It's like you got 2 people and you can be in 2 places, so you might as well do it. But if we got like a really big event, like, you know, the president got shot in Bucks County, or sorry.
Which time are you talking about?
The first time.
Okay.
The first time.
Because they really.
He got.
Hey, no, he's only been shot at once, you dumbass.
Shot in Pennsylvania, and so we went out to Pennsylvania together to do a big rally, and then Elon Musk
Butler
was there in Butler, PA,
PA?
yes, in Butler, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, none of us could remember.
And then, you know, like I was in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, like a week earlier, but that was just me.
Right.
Right. So you sort of go, you know, some places you go together, but most of the time we're sort of dividing and conquering.
I'm so glad this is a clip.
How, with the attempts that they've had on Trump's life and safety, how much of a concern has that been for you? Like, it's like, because if I'm standing next.
Theo, look at your guest when you're thinking and ask them a question directly. You look like you're on a show called Hicks Say the Darndest Things.
To a guy and they're shooting at him, I'm next to him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, I try not to.
Do you?
Think about it, man. Because.
Really?
Yeah, it's just.
Really? You trying not to think about it? Oh. So is it bad that I brought it up? That you're next?
It's one of these things you can't control, and if you're going to do this job, like, you got to go out and talk to a lot of people, and you got to go try to win, right? I mean,
right.
Like, I fundamentally believe that we're trying to win to help the country. So.
Do you? I believe the trying to win part. Well, actually, no, I don't.
So either you either do it or you don't do it, and if you.
It's such great advice. I'm sorry, I'm already bored. Theo, JD Vance. Boring as absolute, as thick as a whale omelet, boring as shit. Now, I wanted to show you guys one thing before I go. Am I going to have time? Yeah, I got about 10 minutes left. Let me see if I can go back to my history. There it is. Scroll back through some stuff and find something on, yeah, here it is. All right, so where was Trump? He does this event. Where are you, weirdo? Trump does this, where is it? Where the fuck? There it is. Yeah. This thing. Okay, yeah, here we go. So, Trump does this rally in Georgia, okay? Now, we don't need to see the whole thing because it's just a bunch of shit. Hit the like, by the way. This is Hal Sparks, Mega Worldwide, the greatest live stream in the history of live streams, and I'm glad you're here. So, anyways, he does this thing, and the host does most of the talking, and when Trump does it, he talks the same shit, and then he takes a couple questions inside, and then this one dude stands up, and he says, he's a pastor. Hold on. Where the fuck? He leaves the... Hold on. Let me see. This is the shorter version of it. Where'd he go? This is all the stupid shit I end up watching. 1 second. There's a longer version of it where he goes out and maybe they do clip to it. McDonald's, there we go. There we go. We go out to this thing. Yeah, I don't know why. Oh, maybe because I see, because it was live. So it's this kind of live running thing. So Trump, let's see, Trump, Georgia town hall. And this will, yeah, this is faith in whatever. There we go. That's the thing. Because in it, he picks up in the middle of it, and he goes out, and he walks outside and talks to the crowd out there. Where is it? Hold on.
It's a lot of people.
But, Mr. President, I'll just say to close with this. You have probably been one of the most vilified individuals in American history. They've tried to assassinate.
Race on Election Day is the
Chief of Staff John Kelly told the New York Times just a short time ago.
Rates were 2% now. Murderers into our
Vast South of packed house. Former President Donald Trump will speak here at the Vast South Arena at 7 o'clock. For now, we're live.
came out. We're at 56%. In Israel, nobody thought it was even possible.
I'd like to own a home someday and start a family, and I'm even pursuing to be a pastor, and I'd like.
Okay, I finally found it. This is the question that he gets from this guy.
Thank you, darling. Thank you.
Well,
Thank you very much.
we have time for one more question, Mr. President. Obviously, this room is packed, but there's a huge crowd outside. And I think that last question is going to come from a young man out there named Ben. Maybe that was him we just heard, but
Okay, let's hear what he has to say.
but is Ben available? There he is, right there.
Hey, President Trump, my name is Ben, and I will be voting for the first.
Oh, by the way, this guy is on a screen.
First time in 13 days. I'd like to own a home someday and start a family, and I'm even pursuing to be a pastor. And I'd like to know, what should I know before I go vote?
I'm pursuing to be a pastor.
So I have an idea. Are you right outside now? Let's go outside and talk to them.
Okay, let's do that.
You know why?
Let's do that.
They've got thousands of people outside, and you know
There's like 300 people out
what? You guys follow us out. Let's all go
right, we'll
together,
follow me.
okay? Thank you very much. Let's all go together.
Okay, so they do this thing, and then he walks outside, and and I don't know why they cut it off. Son of a bitch. Let's see. They edited that part out, and maybe I'll show you why. And it's partly because I watched the live one. So goes outside. Here we go. Nope, that's the one. And he goes out this way. Yeah, they literally cut it off of the live thing. They didn't show what he said out there because what he said was kind of fucked up and gross.
I'm here, built this country. I've seen their jobs shipped over.
All right, yeah, okay. And they're re-airing. A lot of these are fake live. Son of a bitch. Why can't I find it? It's driving me crazy. Sorry, chat room. This should be happening now. Trump holds faith town hall. Oh, here we go. 2 hours. Yeah. Okay, here we go. So, real quick. Okay, so they show him leaving. Well, oh God, you got to see this. Okay, finally, I got to show you this. Okay, so this is the part where he's just leaving the stage. Okay, this is. See him? He's like, let's go outside and see the guy. Okay. As he's walking, there's like a dozen people on stage. Watch the crowd when he leaves. Watch this. He goes out and he goes down in glad hands with some folks. And this particular camera pulls back away. Yeah, you got to kill the audio because I'll get a fucking copyright strike. But watch this. Oh my God, the crowd! Look at the number of old white people. But still, all right. You know, it's he's got one black dude. He's working security, but he's there. Anyway, so people putting their jackets on. Wait. Okay, now we'll pull back and see the crowd. Oh my God! You watch this guy's huge. The response is amazing. Hold on, he jags around for a split second, and they shake hands in this little corner, and then they pull back because they're real close in on this thing. Ding, ding, ding. And we go back up here, and there we go, piling out. That's pretty fucking fast to empty out because there weren't that many people in the back middle section at all. Notice people are coming from like the sides and the front. Yeah. Not a big venue. Then he goes outside. So after he goes out there, they cut to this shit.
Thank you very much, everybody. Wow, what a crowd. Wow. So we've got to
half the crowd there is the same people that were in the building just a second ago.
take great care of Brian Jack. You know, Brian Jack worked for me right from the beginning. And then one day he said, sir, he always wanted to be a congressman. He said his district where he was born opened up. And I didn't want to really lead him on. I said, I don't want you to leave. I don't want you to leave.
I didn't want to lead him on.
But
that doesn't mean what you think it means at all.
I actually did, because that's what he wanted to do for a long time.
You did want to lead him on? Really? You just want to make him think he had a chance to fuck you, but it really wasn't going to pay off later?
time. And
Donald Trump, Arnold Palmer tease. Quality.
He's fantastic.
Excellent mic quality there.
We miss him a little bit, but I'm always able to call him and get his advice. He's a fantastic guy, and congratulations on stealing him from me. I appreciate it. Thank you. And this gentleman, I'll tell you what, he's been something very special. He's been my friend for a long time, Bert. And I just said inside, you probably heard me, I didn't realize he was a top football player. But I was impressed before that. I was impressed with Bert before that. So, Bert, thank you very much.
Hold on. He's been your friend for a long time, but you didn't know he was a top football player. Really? Do you have like a rule with your alleged friends where they're not allowed to tell you any of the details from their own lives?
And Ben.
Oh, the background is this like restore liberty thing that they have up. And again, they had this, the whole point I'm trying to make too is that he's like, let's go out, I'm just going to say hi to people or whatever. And then they go out, they have a whole stage built out there for just this thing. And the audience that was inside walks outside and backfills the small crowd that was outside that didn't get in because they couldn't clear them or they didn't come inside or they timing or whatever the fuck. But it's in the parking lot right next to it.
Thank you for the question. I'll give you a different kind of an answer though, okay? And you're going to...
And this is the guy who was asking about the pastor thing. He wants to start a family and all that stuff and whatever. Drill, baby, drill and blah, blah, blah. But listen to this.
Be a pastor, I think, and I think that's good. I wanted to be a pastor too, but they wouldn't accept me. They said, you can do other things, but we're not going to let you be a pastor. We're not going to do that. So good luck.
Yeah, it probably was that whole never reading the Bible thing, like having no fucking idea what's in it. I think that might have been I think that's the red line.
Okay, you're a good-looking guy. So it's interesting. Yesterday I was speaking, and it was amazing. We're just all in a mood. We had a tremendous crowd. We always have tremendous crowds.
Yeah, not today, but
there's a spirit in this country that's been incredible. But I realized as I was up in front of this very massive rally, we're going to...
Yeah, big one. We're going to a big one after this. It's totally big. I mean, this is pitiful, but the one we're going to, huge.
One with, I think, 20,000 people right now, right after that. But we're...
Yeah. The next one I'm going to, full of 20,000 people. Don't let the fact that there's like 800 people here freak you out, because at another venue that you can't possibly get into, because I'm just making it up, there's 2,000 people, 22,000. There's 2,000 people in it, but there's 20 people there many times over, therefore 2,000. Thank you, Sugar for Tea.
Taking care of you first.
Thank you so much.
We're going to...
Well, I'm going to take care of you guys before I go to this bullshit 20,000. I do those fucking things all the time.
I brought it up, and it was interesting because I realized the time is coming to an end. This is the greatest movement in the history of our country.
Yes, and its time is coming to an end.
MAGA, make America great again. Make America great again.
Make America great again.
And in many ways, it's sad because we're down to 12 days. We've been doing this together for 9 years, and it's down to 12 days. We had the greatest rallies. We had the biggest rallies, the most beautiful people, it's just been an amazing thing. There's never...
Yeah, not a dog in sight. Everybody hot, rippling muscles and sweaty and gorgeous, and everybody, not a weird facelift anywhere, not an oversized gut with a master race symbol on the front of it at all. No, hot people on hot days doing hot stuff.
Never been anything like it in the history of the country. I don't think there's been anything like it even in the history of the world.
Yeah, fuck you, Christianity. He doesn't even, does he? He doesn't even think. He doesn't even, the words they just muscle their way out the front of his face, and whoever gets out first wins. He doesn't, fucking hell.
And, when Biden would get up, we've got to stop MAGA. He doesn't even know what he's saying. He doesn't have any idea. He can't put two sentences together. And by the way, she's worse than he is. She's worse than... She took a day off yesterday. You know, she took a day off because it was so much. When you have 13 days left, you don't take a day off, right? You go. And
yeah, you go. It didn't have any impact. She's doing just fine. She literally got her best polls yesterday on her day off. Maybe she should just skate the rest of the way because you are doing all of her work for her, you dick.
Then she did an interview. The interview was a total catastrophe. If I did an interview like that, it would be the end. It would be the end of my political career.
Well, that's true. If you answered questions like she answered with humility and honesty and decency and caring and with a focused plan, maggots would think that someone was wearing your skin. And they would accuse you of being a lizard person that's trying to hide the flat earth from them. So, yeah, it would be the end of your career. Yeah, nothing would stop MAGA faster than you giving a compassionate, intelligent answer that says you're going to restore the rights of women. Yeah, it would. It would. Yes, any of her answers and how she talked, even if you like laughed freely and openly like a real human being, maggots wouldn't trust that at all.
But I just wanted to say, so we've had this journey together that has been incredible. There's never been anything like it.
And goodbye.
And I realize that we'll be doing it for literally just a few more days.
And then it's all going to be over.
And then it comes to an end. And then hopefully we'll...
Yes, and then it all comes to an end.
Do another journey, and that will be the journey to make America better than it's ever been. And
Mabteb.
That'll be a very pleasant.
Natabtem.
That'll be a very pleasant journey, and hopefully that's going to
come
true because you know the votes. I don't know if you're here, but the votes in Georgia. Thank you, darling. Yes, thank you. Hi. That's a friendly group. But I hope you've heard the votes. It's early, but the votes in Georgia are at record levels. The votes at every state, frankly, are at record levels.
Uh-huh. And that's a bad thing. Ask any of your Republican friends.
We're doing really, really well. And
no, you're not. Nobody can say they're doing really well because those votes have not been cast yet. You don't know who they are for. But the exit polling that is happening is pointing towards Democrats, as they always do, because the bigger the turnout, the better they, yeah.
Hopefully we can fix our country because we have a nation. We are a nation in decline.
Oh, boy. Do I have to bring out the fucking... I have to rip that Mirrors song. CSL. Good Lord.
We have borders that are horrible with criminals pouring into our country. Open borders. Think of it. Open borders. People coming in from jails and prisons. They're coming in from mental institutions, even insane asylums. And large numbers of terrorists are coming into our country.
And they're stealing black jobs. Right. So, real quick, just to be clear, black people. Apparently, according to Donald Trump, you have the kind of jobs, you do the kind of work that anybody who has escaped from a mental institution, has murderous intentions to commit mass murder on a huge scale, and doesn't speak a language anybody here knows how to speak, can take your job. Yeah. They take your job. So whatever you do for a living, you can be replaced by a lunatic that does not speak any semblance of a recognizable language, who is, and I guess the only thing you can figure out is that they want to set off a bomb someplace.
We're going to fix our country. We're going to close the borders. Roxanne. First day, first hour, first minute.
Yeah, no, you won't, unless you're going to declare another pandemic.
We're going to close our borders.
No, you're not. Define close the border. Does anybody ask him what closing the border means? What do you mean? You're going to reinstitute Remain in Mexico? How are you going to do it? What's your legal precedent for doing that?
We're going to take the criminals immediately. We will deport the criminals. We're going to get them.
Yeah, that's what we do all the time. That's what everybody does. That's the first one all the time.
Out fast. We're going to get them out fast. We're going to drill, baby, drill. We're going to get our energy prices down. We're going to get our country back in order. And I think we're going to have, Bert, I think we're going to have the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. So, this was supposed to be just a small little stop. Bert said, yeah, just a few people, just to say good. But this is not a small, this is not a small stop. I think
it's all ending.
I think our next.
We're over.
Well, I think our next big stop is going to have a hard time beating it. But
That's
so
right.
I just want to give you my love. I'm going to be working for you so hard.
That's right.
And we're going to turn our country around, and we are indeed going to make America great again. And thank you very much. God bless you all. God bless you all. Bert, thank you. Thank you very much.
We are a nation in decline. Yes, I'd love to play golf later. Thank you. Let me jerk your hand, you jerk mine. Bye, Pastor Redhead. Thanks very, very much. Okay. Get the guy away from me. Okay, jerk off right in my eye. We are a hand job in decline. Yeah, this was the group. Believers and Ballots. That's who was there. So this was basically a megachurch, and all the megachurch people that go to this like pro-Trump megachurch showed up. And the people that were able to ask questions were deacons and staff and people who worked there as well. Like the whole thing was just this fucking weird psycho setup by these evangelical groups, and they bus in these evangelical Christians, these things, and then they pack up a bunch of them and drive them to the next event. Yeah. Believers and Ballots. Which is, comes from that like bullets over ballots thing. It's just fucking gross. It's so gross. All right. Anyways, you guys are wonderful. Thanks for tuning in today. It's House Parks Mega Worldwide. Like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show. Tomorrow, our guest will be Greg Kelly, who we will not speak to at all. We're gonna put him in a box, and he's just gonna have to sit there and listen to me talk the entire time. So I'm kidding. We're like, at some point, I wouldn't mind having one of these idiots on. It'd be nice to have him on before the election, but quite frankly, it would be great, to have Greg Kelly on before the election or somebody like that if I was going to talk to them. But they won't. They're not going to. There is a chance, though, that after this is all over, when he loses, I would love to debate some of these assholes about any of the stuff. The last 4 years, the Hunter Biden laptop, any of that shit. It'd be so good. It would be so good. And I think, Trump is live at some event right now because he can't not be. And Harris is doing one. And then this weekend, I guess Lev Parnas is coming to Vegas. So I got to see if I can find a way to run into him. I got to reach out to him and see if I can go to the event he's doing. That would be really cool to get a picture with him in person and that kind of stuff. Maybe he could make his way out to LA for the Sexy Liberal. That would be kind of cool too. Also, Duluth, Georgia is where he is. He's at Turning Points right now, I think. Is that right? Or I can't tell, quite frankly, in a bunch of these, I can't tell if these are truly live. This one's live-ish. Hold on.
Be here, but if you notice the arrow on the bottom, I take it to bed every night and I kiss it. Roll it up and just kiss it. See the arrow on the bottom? That is the day I left office. Look what happened after that. What they've done to our country is unbelievable.
Yeah, he does this whole thing, unbelievable, it's not believable, blah, 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 blah. Let me be abundantly clear. Hold on, I'll show it to you real quick. This would be a good thing to leave on. I'll leave you guys with this. Hold on. Trump chart. He always shows this image. Let's see. Yeah, here you go. So this is the Trump chart that he shows all the time. And then this would be a good thing to end on right there. Okay, this is the presidency. There you go. So see this right here. Trump clampdown begins, and there's the lowest point. Trump leaves office. See this right here. Okay, see how this says 20 right here. See that right? Well, here, hold on. Sorry, I've got to move this up so you can see it. See how this says 17, 18, 19, that would be 20, this would be 21. Now, when does Joe Biden come into office? He comes in January of 2021, that first notch right there, which would be about right here. Now, granted, because of Title 42, there was this big jag of people coming in and Delta and all this other stuff that would brought it back down and yada yada. But these are all encounters, by the way. They're not actual human beings crossing the thing. But if you'll notice, Trump wants credit for this right here. This is his. He keeps saying Trump leaves office. That's what this says. Trump. They even write it on the fucking thing. Hold on, and I think sorry, I have to move this so the people on Instagram can see this as well. There you go. So the Instagram people, see the arrow right there? If I'm looking at it right there. Okay. That's April of 2020. That's 14 days to stop the spread. That's when that is. That drop right here. This is the 14 days to stop the spread. Just went bunk, fell off, and it recovered back to the number it was within a couple, over the summer, basically. And then by the fall, it was going way up. It continued to go up through the election. It continued to go up after this. Now, it jagged way up because people went back to work. People, DHS and all this stuff, were looking at people again. And again, these are people who are, this is encounters. See these things like minors are red, in families are blue, single adults are orange. Now, single adults, the reason why that number is so big is because those people get booted immediately. They don't qualify. Single adults do not qualify for asylum right away most of the time. The Venezuelans that Trump allowed to stay in the country because he signed an executive order, that's another chunk of these folks right here that came in after a while and knew they wouldn't be able to leave. So there's this huge chunk of Venezuelans who came in right afterwards because they knew they couldn't be stopped. So there's a big rise in them. But this orange right here, these are encounters. They're not actual people. You can't count the people who stayed or whatever. These were all kicked out. So you basically have the same number of people right around here, the same orange right here, because there aren't like that many more people. As a matter of fact, there are fewer people in a lot of these countries because they died. But you're basically seeing this number effectively here trying to enter multiple times during Title 42. And that's why the number drops off precipitously. Especially the orange numbers over here because of encounters. And they don't bother to fix this end of it because it's dropped off much more. And the people that were here, the families, these are people being processed. So even the blue part, like people in families, it takes a while to process who they are. And so this is this, it's not like they kept getting giant groups of people. Some of these are repeaters. So that were forced to go back to Mexico during this period who came back in. Tried twice under Title 42 and then managed to get their asylum claim heard. So you've got multiple encounters there as well. This is all recidivism. This orange right here, this is all recidivism. You notice they stopped breaking it down in months because who gives a shit, right? But right here is where Trump's presidency ends. And again, Title 42 was put in place right here, so it just started to go up. That's what, like, watch this orange. Like this is the trajectory of this orange right here. That's where that was going, okay? And that's because it's all people entering multiple times. Trump did not leave office, and I think the primary thing, fuckwads, is Trump left office January of 2021, not April of 2020. January 2021, not April of 2020. He doesn't get to skip COVID because somehow he's magically no longer in office. And they literally put Trump leaves office right there. Like people... They just know, maggots, you're too fucking stupid. They're just calling you fucking stupid. Yeah, and Randall in our chat room says, I mean, he went golfing a lot in April of 2020. Believe me, I believe he checked out emotionally, but he was still legally president the rest of the year. Maggots, they think you're dumb. And I want you to, this is his favorite chart. This is it. This is the one he's talking about. This is exactly the one. I didn't modify it at all. That's it. This is the one he keeps showing. Okay. I want you to, there you go. Let's see. Customs and Border Protection 2012 figures combined single adults and families. So before 2012, they weren't separating them out. They separate them out in these later numbers. That's why there's no purple up to this. There's no blue up to this point. And this is DACA announced Again, Obama family detention policy. Flores reinterpreted. This is all because, like, look what happened when they allowed the DACA people to stay. This is all Obama's fault, right? And if it is, then it humped along nothing. This is none of the. This is, by the way, this is people coming in. This isn't deportations. This does not show deportations. I'd like to remind everybody. The idea is that whoever's coming in during this just stays, which would mean that everybody who came in during this period is all still in the country, according to Trump. And during his time in office. See this arc? Same arc right here. The only thing that dropped it was COVID. The Trump clampdown begins. COVID started around the world. There's January 2021. I don't know what the fuck that is. Right here. Like, it's just middle of nothing, which would be here. And so they put it over this part to make it look like this. Anyways, so I would like to remind you, maggots, that this is his favorite chart, and this chart makes him look like an absolute asshole. It makes it look like he quit being president April of 2020, and we should all have been so lucky. Thank you guys so much. Hit the like on your way out. I appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow, 4 o'clock Pacific time.